February has arrived, spring training whispers are growing louder, and yet Chris Bassitt remains without a contract. That silence is not accidental. Baseball rarely forgets useful players. It simply waits, watches, and chooses the moment to strike. Bassitt now sits in that most uncomfortable place in the market, suspended between undeniable value and a lack of urgency, and that alone tells you the story matters more than it first appears. For 2 seasons in Toronto, Bassitt was never the poster boy of the rotation. He did not dominate headlines or generate viral clips. Instead, he became something far more important. He was the backbone, the stabilizer, the arm you handed the ball to when things were already messy. When the bullpen was exhausted, when the series felt like it was slipping, when the script needed rewriting, Bassitt took the mound without complaint. In October, he accepted roles others shy away from, stepping outside comfort with quiet professionalism. That type of pitcher does not trend online, but he prevents seasons from collapsing. He absorbs chaos so others do not have to. And now, as his contract expires, that reliability is suddenly being treated like an optional luxury rather than a foundational asset. That is where this conversation turns uncomfortable. Shift your focus to Philadelphia and the picture sharpens quickly. Their rotation, once a source of confidence, now feels fragile. Zach Wheeler carries physical uncertainty. Ranger Suarez is gone. Behind the names, there is more hope than depth, more faith than structure. That is why this rumor refuses to feel forced. It feels logical. Connor Thomas simply said out loud what front offices usually whisper. Bassitt does not promise tomorrow, he fixes today. Here's the part that should really unsettle Blue Jays fans. The $63 million contract is finished. That cost no longer exists. Whatever deal Bassitt signs next will be shorter and almost certainly cheaper than what Toronto already paid. This is not about money anymore. It's about vision, about how a roster is meant to survive a long, punishing season rather than simply look good on paper. Before we go any further, if you value analysis that lives beyond the headline and digs into how teams actually function, make sure you like this video, share it with other fans, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report. This channel grows through conversations most people are not having, and your support genuinely keeps it moving. Now, let us be honest, because honesty matters here. Bassitt is about to turn 37. That reality cannot be ignored. The velocity will not magically jump. The margin for error will not expand. No serious organization should treat him as a long-term pillar anymore. That truth needs to exist in the room. But baseball is not played solely with ceilings. It's played with floors, with contingency plans, with arms that hold the structure upright when Plan A quietly collapses. When injuries arrive, when the calendar tightens, when the rotation order becomes a puzzle rather than a list, Bassitt is the type of pitcher who stops the bleeding. He turns disasters into manageable nights. He eats innings so others can breathe. And this is exactly where Toronto must look in the mirror and be honest with itself. Letting Bassitt walk does not create a dramatic headline today. It does not spark outrage on social media. It feels calm, sensible, almost invisible, but it creates a void that only reveals itself months later. Who takes those innings in August when bodies are tired? Who steps in without ego when a series already starts crooked? Who holds the house together while everything else is being rearranged? If Philadelphia moves, it will not be desperation. It will be opportunity recognition. And if Toronto lets that moment pass, the cost will not show up immediately. It will surface when the margin disappears, when one skipped start turns into 3, and when October demands stability rather than potential. This story is not really about Chris Bassitt. It's about philosophy, about whether you value certainty in the uncomfortable moments or prefer to gamble that nothing will go wrong. It's about understanding that championships are often lost not because a team lacked stars, but because it lacked answers when things stopped going smoothly. So I will leave you with this. If you were making the decision today, would you keep Bassitt as the floor of this rotation, the quiet insurance policy against chaos? Or would you accept the void and trust that no one will need to hold everything together when the pressure tightens? That answer says far more about the team you believe in than it does about the name Chris Bassitt.